Hello everyone, welcome to the Starseed Healing Temple. Thank you all for tuning into the channel today. So for today's reading, we're going to get some messages from the Angelic Realms. I have 3 pile choices for you to choose from. For pile number 1, we have this image on the card with the Red Jasper star. For pile number 2, we have this card with the Rose Quartz star. And for pile number 3, we have this card with the Golden Healer star. I believe that's Golden Healer. Alright, pause the video if y'all need more time to meditate. The timestamps will be located in the description box below, and I'll see you all at your readings. Pile number 1, we're drawn to this image with the Red Jasper. We're going to tap into the angelic realm and get you some guidance, what you need to know. We're going to start with some tarot, and then we'll pull a few oracle cards. Messages from the angelic realm for pile number 1. This card. Let's get one more. Okay, 2. Okay, so y'all were drawn to the image is the child. This is the inner child. And the Red Jasper is a stone of, it is the supreme nurturer crystal. It has a strong connection to Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, and mothering energy. Nurturing the body, nurturing the self, nurturing the heart. And we have the child. So there's something about nurturing your inner child here. The aspect of your divine self, the part that is ever incarnating, ever existing, eternal and divine and pure. Okay, let's see what messages want to come through from the angelic realm. Ooh, we have the Tower of Transformation. So something is ending, something that is ending. We have relationship, the 2 of Cups. The end of a relationship. Okay, yeah, something that hasn't worked out for you. We have the 2 of Earth, 2 of Pentacles. Oh, good. Okay. So there is something in your life. Actually, let's put these here. Something in your life, a relationship, a partnership. This could be even a work relationship. Something that has not worked out, that did not work out. It came to an end. It could have been abruptly. It just kind of fell apart. It wasn't working out. And you may have had like a little bit of, sadness about the way things happened. And with the 2 of Earth, there's some acknowledgement of your own needs here, and needing to nurture yourself and love yourself and pour into your cup so that you can let go, so that you can heal from this experience. There's a need to self-reflect, to pause, to take some time out to just heal and nurture yourself at this moment, and gain some stability before moving forward. So I feel like right now you're being asked to take some time to just process, to take care of yourself, to love yourself, to nurture yourself, to let go of any disappointments or any regrets, and to just step into your heart chakra and allow forgiveness to enter, allow healing to enter. And that can be forgiveness of yourself as much as forgiveness of the other person or of the experience, the situation altogether. And to reprioritize, making yourself a priority, making your needs a priority, and evaluating your own happiness, maybe setting some goals for yourself, honoring your truth, maybe Maybe you've had to walk away from someone that was very hard and very difficult, and you've learned to pour into your own cup, to love yourself, to nurture yourself, and you may be at the point where you're ready to begin again, to start over, and you've learned how to pour into your own cup. You know, take what resonates, because I'm getting several different messages from these cards here, and we have the Four of Fire, which is the Four of Wands, and usually that's about a celebration, you know, and accomplishment, having that stability, a strong foundation, a strong connection. And this could be attaining a stronger connection with yourself, a stronger connection with your inner child, and healing, learning to nurture yourself, and that everything begins within. And that the more love that we pour onto ourselves, the more love that we then receive from the outside world. All right, let's take a look at some oracle cards. Let's get some angelic guidance here. We have Seraphiel, heart of devotion. Let the cup of your heart be filled through commitment and dedication. Ooh, I love that. Okay. So, confirmation about filling your own cup, you know, and becoming that partner to yourself, that best friend to yourself, that support that you're looking for in another, learning to see that in your own eyes, and loving all aspects of who you are, learning to nurture yourself and comfort yourself, and creating that stability, that balance within, so that you can attract more balanced relationships in your life. Let's get another card for you. We have Jophiel, trust the unfolding. There is no wrong path, only choices that take you closer or further from love. Beautiful. Okay, so again, trust that everything happens for a reason. You know, all is according to divine timing, and the people that come into our life, you know, in certain situations and certain dynamics, you know, not everything is meant to last forever. Sometimes there's painful endings, and we end up losing people that we thought would be in our life forever, you know. But sometimes there's this fork in the road, and we're meant to walk that journey separately. And there's tools, there's lessons that we have to learn as individuals that sometimes doesn't require us to be on that journey with that individual anymore. And it can be very painful and very upsetting and very life-shattering, because we feel like, you know, that perhaps we did something wrong, or, you know, that there's something wrong with us, and we just don't understand, we can't make sense of it. And sometimes we can sit in that space for longer than we should, and questioning ourselves and questioning the people, and maybe I should have done this, and we start, you know, attacking ourselves or attacking the other person, and then it becomes this blame game, and then there's no forward movement, you know. So when we can learn to trust that everything happens for a reason, and that, you know, sometimes we're not meant to be with certain individuals for long periods of time, and if we were, then things wouldn't have gone down the way they did, you know. And we learn and we grow from those experiences, and we take that wisdom forward, and you're being asked to trust that everything happens for a reason, and allow yourself to be guided, allow yourself to be nurtured, pour into your own cup. You are loved, you are seen. And it's time for you to nurture yourself, to pause, to take some time out, to reflect, to heal, and to find some more inner stability again. Find your footing. Remember your worth and your value and your truth, and to trust that the right individual, the right job, the right relationship is going to come about naturally on its own. You've learned all you can from this experience. Wow, this card's just flew across the room. yeah, it's time for you to move on, and there's a new journey for you to begin, a new quest, a new exploration, something new to explore. We have appreciate the moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. Beautiful. Again, appreciate that time that you were with that individual. Appreciate the love that you did share. Appreciate the memories that y'all created together. It wasn't for nothing. You were learning, you were growing, y'all were expanding each other, you were teaching each other, you know. We learn through relationship. And sometimes, like, it's not a perfect match. And whether you realize it or not, there were things that didn't go well, you know, and there was probably red flags that you overlooked. But you were willing to do so out of love. But it didn't mean that this was going to be a forever love, you know. And they were, again, guides, stepping stones to your true destiny, to your true path. Find the wisdom in each experience. Find the gratitude in your heart that you actually had that time with one another. We have physical touch is important. For some of us, nothing is more important than a tender touch. This might include a pat on the back or giving a hug to someone who needs it. Yeah, it's definitely a relationship. I feel like you're definitely going to miss them. But I feel like, yeah, again, there was something that maybe you were overlooking, you know, the type of love that you need. Maybe you had a hard time expressing your needs. Maybe you are somebody who enjoys physical touch a lot, and this individual, maybe they didn't really give you the affection that you were looking for. And so, you know, it's not all, yes, a lot of endings are hard, you know, because we're having to walk away from something that we've known, you know, for a long time. And so it can be scary to step into unknown territory and to be open again, to start anew, to find new love. And there's the fear of rejection and all of that. And that comes with the territory of exploration and adventure, you know. And when we learn to step out of fear and we open up to trusting the divine guiding us and sending us people along the journey to walk together with, you know, you will find more appreciation, you will find more excitement, and let go of any anxiety that you have, because you learn to embrace the adventure. You know, you're here to explore, you're here to experience and to embody all that this realm can offer us, you know. So don't shut your heart down, pile number one. Continue to push forward and to honor what was, you know, and to let go and to be open to exploring and finding what is meant to be on the path. And remember, not all things last forever. There are those unique, rare occasions where you find that one, you know, and we don't remember the contracts we sign when we're in this realm. We don't remember the plan, you know. We have it all up there and we're like, oh yeah, that sounds great, what an awesome experience, what an awesome journey, I'm gonna sign up for that one. And then we get down here and go, whoa, this isn't what I thought it was, and now what am I here to do? Who am I? What is this place? And then we're just kind of like floating around, unconscious and unaware of what's going on. And sometimes that's good, but you know, when we can start to gain our footing and start to take the reins and take control of our lives and start to realize that we do have the power, and in a way we have the power. I wouldn't say all the time, because there's things that we can't predict, and that's where it's complete trust and surrender. But there are ways that you can take your power back, and that's by not staying in a place of being a victim or feeling, you know, like you have no control. There are things you can and things you can't control in this realm, and we don't know quite yet where the journey is leading us sometimes. But we have to be open and trusting that we are always being guided on the path, and that we are always being guided to our highest version of ourselves, the highest version of love, the highest experience, when we trust and surrender that there's something better meant to be on our path, and that we're meant to experience so much more. We can allow the divine to give that to us, to receive that from the divine. But we have to be open and trusting in order to receive that. If we try to control what we think, we want, what's best for us, that's when we can get into trouble, because we can try to think, or, we believe that this is really what I want, but ultimately there's things that we don't see because we don't have that higher awareness. And Source Creator does. It's, it sees all. So it knows what's best for us. It knows truly what would make us happy. And so we have to trust that we are being guided to that ultimate happiness, even when it is hard, even when we're in pain, even when we're sad, even when we're struggling, that we are always being guided to our, what's best for us, and trusting that Spirit knows what's best for us. And that can be one of the hardest things, and I'm not saying it's easy. And maybe this was, some of you, I'm feeling like maybe this was a long distance relationship that you've had to walk away from. That's just for some of you, not everyone. We have Tiger's Eye. Find the courage and confidence and let your strength guide you. Ooh, beautiful confirmation. Tiger Eye is a stone of courage. It is a stone of embodying that faith, the power, the commitment, that confidence to, go after what it is that you want. And to know that you're worthy and deserving of that. Ooh, we have Red Jasper. Find stability and strength. Connect with the Earth's energy. Look at these beautiful colors. So you have a bunch of red and sunset orange. So feeling nurtured and supported in that root and sacral chakra. Our root is our physical body, the way we feel about who we are, how we nurture ourselves and take care of ourselves. And our sacral chakra is our relationship center, our relationship to ourselves, as well as our relationship with others and how we interact. And you want to feel safe in your relationship. You want to feel loved in your relationships. You want to feel nurtured and comforted in that relationship. And I feel like there may be things that were lacking in the relationship that you might not want to admit to yourself, or there were things that you were overlooking. And ultimately you'll come to the realization that this wasn't that perfect, relationship. It didn't cross all the T's and dot all the I's. There were things that were lacking, and, but when you love somebody, you're willing to, to compromise certain things. But I feel like with this is something that you shouldn't have to compromise on, okay? Everybody deserves love. Everybody deserves that connection. Somebody who sees you, who recognizes your soul and wants that to connect deeply, and that's really ultimately what you're looking for. Wow, and you have another red one. Garnet. Embrace passion and vitality and ignite your inner fire. Okay, so this one is about, maybe there was like this lack of a sexual connection. Maybe that's where there was this lack of connection, was in the bedroom, because we have the physical touch being important. And garnet is a stone of sexual vitality and sexual energy, and that passion that when two people, come together in unity, it's this beautiful thing. And like you feel this deep connection with them. It's like you're in touch, you're in sync with one another, and it's not just this lusty thing. it's this deeper level of love, you know, not just a surface love. It is a deeper connection. and it's not something that can be manipulated or should be distorted or should be, you know, which social media and society and, you know, there's been a lot of distortion of sexual energies and a lot of what is it called, you know, where they use sexuality to promote and to sell and to, you know, unfortunately people get trapped in that lusty energy, and it's just, it's not the, it's the lowest vibration of sexual energy, you know, lust and pornography and all those things that are the lowest vibration of love. They're not true love, you know, and the highest form of love. They pretty much have distorted it. And you're searching for that deep resonation, that deep connection, where you feel seen, you feel loved, you feel supported. We have blue kyanite, find clarity and expression, communicate, and confidence. Okay. Yeah, you want somebody who can express their love to you and share their feelings from their heart, you know, that they don't attack you, or you feel like you can share, you know, your needs with them and they reciprocate, you know. And a lot of people are like so afraid to express their needs. Some people don't even know what their needs are because they haven't really gotten in touch with who they really are. And sometimes you don't even know what you're missing until you're not receiving it. And then if you are vulnerable enough to sit down with your partner and say, hey, you know, I want to have a conversation, I want to talk to you about something. It's a little personal, but it's something that I need, you know, in the relationship, and I want to feel this connection, and I want to feel this kind of way, or, you know, I mean, what's going on? Or I feel this, you know, I feel you're withdrawn, or I don't feel, you know, this connection, whatever it is. Being able to have those honest, truthful conversations brings you closer together. And if you find that you're met with someone who just, you know, attacks you, or they're defensive, or, you know, they're not really wanting to work on the relationship at all, then you definitely need to make those choices for yourself and love yourself more than just staying in a relationship that doesn't really want to grow with you and expand and to meet the needs that are there, you know. We have bloodstone, find strength and courage, face challenges, and resilience. Okay. There we go. Have the confidence in yourself. Communicate your needs to your partner. Communicate your needs to the universe. You know, what are you looking for? Get to know your true needs and desires and what it is that you're looking for in a relationship. And learn to love yourself enough to be receptive, to know that you are worthy and deserving of them too, because you're somebody who can offer that as well. You want that energy of reciprocity, and all healthy relationships function that way, and that's truly what you want to and what you should be able to expect in a relationship. Pile number 1. Okay, since this turned into a relationship reading, I'm gonna get you. Let's get a guardian angel heart message to close out your reading. Alright, message pile number 1. This one's jumping in the air, and this one here. We have judgment. Let go of your fear of being judged. You are good enough. It's time to release all that you have kept safely locked away in your heart. Your true essence and potential have been restricted by structure and method for long enough. There is no right or wrong way. Just be yourself, okay? There you go. Stop judging yourself. Stop, you know, you have to become your own best friend if you want to attract somebody who's your best friend. If you're judging yourself and criticizing yourself and shaming yourself and putting yourself down, you're going to attract people who do that. And if you love yourself and you comfort yourself and you nurture yourself, you're going to attract people who do that. You just have to learn how to work with the energies. Learn how to pour into your own cup. Learn to love yourself so that you can attract that person who loves you just the way you are. We have positive outcome at this very moment. You are sowing the seeds of your future through your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs and attitudes. Whether through love, fear, or indifference, you are always creating something. So remember to keep your thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes positive, and you will create a positive attitude, a positive outcome. Okay? Like I was just saying, when you speak kind words to yourself, when you are comforting and nurturing to yourself, and you believe that you are worthy, and you believe that you deserve love, and to be seen and to be loved the way you desire, you will attract people who do that. People who want to match that frequency. It's all about energy. And if you're not aware of the energy you're putting out, it's because you haven't gotten in touch with yourself. So you need to tap into that root chakra, that sacral chakra, and that heart chakra. Those are the three energies that need to be worked with. And then we have the throat chakra coming through to communicate your needs. We have patience. Patience is required at the moment. You may feel that things are not moving as fast as you would like, yet there is a lot going on energetically. The current situation causing concern is evolving positively. Let go and have patience. You will eventually realize that this whole event was in fact a blessing. All is perfect as it is. Trust. You are eternally loved and guided. Ooh, beautiful confirmation for your whole reading in that card right there. Your final message says forgiveness. Holding on to past hurt is preventing you from moving forward and achieving your heart's desires. Let it go. Forgiveness does not mean that you condone another's actions. It simply means that you're no longer willing to be a perpetual victim to a particular person or event. Blame is a waste of your precious energy. Bless and surrender the past, for in doing so, you will reclaim the joy of life. Beautiful. I love that this card came out. So you have to forgive yourself and forgive others. And like it's saying, it doesn't say that it's okay. It's just saying that you're ready to move on from the memory. You're moving on from the pain. You've learned all that you can learn from this experience. You're no longer willing to sit in a place of feeling powerless and, feeling out of control, that you can't do anything about the situation. And you can't do anything more about the past other than letting it go and moving on and taking the lessons learned from the experience, from the relationship, and taking what you can, going forward and moving forward. Make those corrections. Forgiving yourself, forgiving the other person, because you were both learning from each other, about energies and about the experience and about relationship and what it means to relate to someone and what it means when your needs aren't being met, and how to go forward. How do we then make sure it doesn't happen again, All right, pile number 1, this was your message from the Angelic Realm. Thank you all so much for being here in the temple with me today. Please like and subscribe to my channel if this reading resonates with you. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story, or just let me know that this reading resonated with you guys. Sending y'all lots of love. Take care and have a blessed day. Welcome to your reading, pile number 2. Alright, so y'all were drawn to this image with the rose quartz. And this card is the 10 of Earth. And I feel like with these two pairings here, there's something that your heart is going to be revealing to you. Some kind of ancient wisdom is going to be coming through. An opportunity, a new doorway. I feel like you're stepping through a portal where, a truth is going to be revealed. A truth from your heart. Something being activated. This can be an idea, this can be a passion coming to the surface, a creative talent. Also with the 10, we have the end of a cycle and the beginning of something new, so a renewal. Independence. A lot of ancient wisdom coming through as well. All right, let's actually put your card here. All right, let's see. Messages from the Angelic Realms for pile number 2, please. Okay. Okay, so we have the ego coming through. All right. So there is a choice to leave something behind. There's a choice to move on. Maybe there's something you've been avoiding. And we have the woman who's taking the mask off, seeing the truth of something. And we have the Page of Water. Maybe there's something... Maybe this, you know, usually the Page of Water, Page of Cups is a young romance. It can also be somebody who's naive in their emotions, maybe immature. Let's see what else we have. We have the Emperor. 7 of Fire, 9 of Earth. Okay. So with the Emperor, this is somebody who's very take charge, very empowered. They know who they are. They know their worth. Very organized, very structured. They have a plan. And then we have the 7 of Fire, 7 of Wands. And that's typically somebody, you know, an obstacle, something that's very challenging. Maybe there's people who are judging you, judging this relationship. We have this little birdie who's in a cage. Maybe there's somebody who's trying to force you to be in a box, forcing you to be something that you don't feel truly aligns with your truth. Maybe you have to wear a mask around these individuals or this person. Perhaps you feel like you can't be yourself. You're always having to defend yourself. And I feel like there is a decision that you've been avoiding making. And your angels, they want you to open your heart and to make that choice to love yourself and to take care of yourself, to nurture yourself, and do what it is that makes you feel content, you know. Take off the mask and step into your true self. To empower yourself, to embody, you know, a sense of independence, a sense of self-approval, and not needing anyone's outside influence to guide you, you know what I mean, or to dictate the way that you're living your life. I feel like you're being asked to free yourself from limiting thoughts, from people who want to try to control you or manipulate you. Feeling like you are dependent on other people's approval. And to tap into your own wisdom, to your own, you know, your own sense of self, your own security, your own independence, and not needing anybody else's approval. Listen to your own intuition, your heart. And live the life that's, you know, makes you feel good, and step into that reality. I can be exactly, yeah. I feel like you are being asked, let me just refine this a little bit. You're being asked to follow your heart and to choose yourself and to let go of anybody else trying to dictate the way that you should be living your life, and or the type of job you have or the type of relationship that you have, and lean into having that strong, independent backbone where you learn to choose yourself and do what feels good for you. You're not hurting anybody. You don't need anybody else's approval, whether that's society, whether that's family, or, you know, relatives, siblings, friends, whatever. You choose what makes your heart soar, what sets you free, and step out of playing a role or, you know, being somebody that really, truly doesn't make your heart happy. Yeah, time to take your power back, pile number 2, and follow your heart. Let's see what other information we can get for you. We have Azrael, Transcendence. You wouldn't be who you are without what you have overcome. Own your story. Beautiful. Time for you to take your power back. Oh my goodness. I just shuffled them right onto the ground. Okay. Yeah, everything that you've been through, it's all just stepping stones. It's all teaching you. We have Seraphiel. This was in pile number 1. Heart of devotion. Let the cup of your heart be filled through commitment and dedication. Okay. And with the 9 of Earth, this is 9 of Pentacles. This is somebody who's worked very hard for everything that they have in their life. And it's being content and happy with everything that you've created, everything that you've built, you know, and it's creating the life that's worth living, and having a life, you know, an experience that's worth having, and living that life of being content in your life with all that you have created, and not living in a place of, well, you know, later on down the road, having that regret that you never acted, you never chose yourself, and that you just let everybody else control you and let everybody else dictate your happiness, you know, and you don't want to be living in a life of regret. You want to step up and take your power back and say, nope, I'm not living my life to please you or to please everyone else. I'm going to live a life that makes me feel happy and content, and to be successful at whatever it is that you set out to do, and not worry about everybody else. Well, this came out in pile number 1 as well. Some of you may have come over here from pile number 1. Appreciate this moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and to find love. Beautiful, beautiful. Card number 33. Yeah, and see, that's self-mastery. Knowing what you want, what it is that you want to create, you know, and looking back on your life and being happy about the choices that you've made, and not looking back with regret. Own your story, you know, you wouldn't be who you are without everything that you've been through. Have no shame, have no regret, have no guilt, you know, honor who you are. Ooh, beautiful. Embrace your emotions. Don't push down your feelings or judge your emotions. Yeah, allow, if there's some type of emotion, like I said, embrace your ability to be free. And we have this, it's, you know, an alicorn, the unicorn Pegasus, you know, freeing that inner child, allowing your light to shine, to be uniquely yourself, you know, embrace all aspects of your being. Embody your passions. And we have honesty is essential. To be a loving person, it is important that we speak truthfully and have a loving manner. Okay. So again, you know, honor your truth and to have kind words about yourself. Don't let other people's expectations and other people's judgments and criticisms be the way that you speak to yourself. You know, you don't need to take on other people's opinions and to make them your own. Like you have enough to battle. You don't need to battle your own, you know, consciousness too. You don't need their approval. And anybody who loves you would want you to be happy, and they should want you to be happy, and they shouldn't want you to be living the life that they want you to live. They would want you to live a life that sets you free, that makes your heart soar, that brings you happiness. And those are the people you want in your life. You don't want to feel like you have to defend, your truth, or defend your choices, to defend your, the love of your life, whatever the case may be, or, your job, your passion, your choice of, how you want to wear your clothes or wear your hair, etc. Be uniquely you. We have hematite. Ground yourself, stay centered and connected with the earth. Okay, so definitely ground yourself, let go of whatever needs to be let go of. Step into the present moment, and this is where you can reclaim your power. This is where your freedom comes in, where you have the power to make conscious choices and not be guided by fear or judgments or criticism or doubt. We have rutilated quartz. Unleash your potential and let your inner light guide you. Yes, trust in yourself. Trust your heart to guide you. You have azurite. Unlock your intuition. Explore the mysteries of your inner world. Okay, with that hematite, the azurite is saying, spend some time with yourself. Get to know who you are on a deeper level, without the expectations of other people. A lot of people don't even really know themselves on a deeper level. They may know themselves on a surface level, but they haven't taken enough time to go within and understand why. Why does other people's approval mean so much to you? Why does, other people's happiness mean more than your happiness? Why, do you do the things that you do when you really don't want to do them? Why is guilt something that you hold on to? Or, it's going within and questioning those beliefs, questioning those thoughts and those feelings that surface up, and are they really truly your feelings and your beliefs, or are they just something that you've adopted from other people? Rutilated quartz is also something that can help you shine a light on any fears that you may have, and connect you to the angelic realm. They also call rutilated quartz angel hair. So I would definitely work with this crystal to help you embody more of your light. We have blue kyanite. Find clarity and expression. Communicate with confidence. There you go. Communicate your needs, communicate your wants and your desires. Share them with the universe. Share them with people who you feel supported and loved by. Collaborate with other individuals. Allow yourself to express your true emotions. To allow yourself to be seen. Take that mask off. Yeah, maybe you don't know yourself yet on a deeper level. Maybe you've stayed on the shallow end of the pool for too long, and your inner wisdom, your inner guidance is calling you to go deeper within, to get to know yourself on a deeper level, so that you know your true self and your true desires and what truly motivates you and drives you, without the chirping of everybody else on the surface, All right, pile number 2. I'm going to get you some final messages from your guardian angels, your guides here. The angelic realm. We have surrender. Remain positive about the future of our planet, for all is part of humanity's evolution. There is a divine order to all the chaos which you perceive in our world. Nothing will ever truly change until we learn to love and accept all as it is. Lovingly surrender your judgments and expectations, and you will magically transform. Sometimes if we feel judged by others, there could be where we too are judging, and we have to analyze that and not be so judgmental about the people who are judging. And we need to change our judgments and learn that it's not that judging is bad, it's more discernment, and we need to embody discernment versus the energy of judgment, because judgment points a finger and points blame. And if we blame other people, it puts us in a victim energy, which is a lower frequency, a lower vibration, and it disempowers us. And so what we want to do is embody discernment, because discernment teaches us to choose between energies, to discern between what's good for us and what's bad for us, to discern between where we are seeking approval outside of ourselves and where we need to, where we need outside validation versus, our own approval. So, it's letting go of that judgment and being less judgmental, because then we will, of course, attract and see people who are judgmental, versus learning to discern with the energy of discernment. Okay. Oops. I guess my hands are getting tired. Pile number 2. We have prayer. Dear guardian angel, help me to be flexible in my attitudes and beliefs. Help me not to fear the transient nature of life. Help me to remember the eternal light which emanates from my soul, and the eternal light which emanates from the heart of every living being. Help me to remember that I am eternally guided and loved by God and all of creation. Okay. So, I love that this came out, It's a beautiful prayer to embody. This is something that you can say to yourself to help, or, to pray about, to help you to let go of judgment, and to be more discerning, and to love yourself, and to trust, and to be more in flow with the divine, and know that you're always guided on the path forward. So anytime you find yourself being met with a choice or a decision, ask for guidance, ask for support, and then tune into your heart, tune into the angelic realm, and listen to the wisdom that comes. Not the ego, not the mind, listen to the heart. Ooh, we got a bunch come out. We have Jewel. Every event in life presents us with a new opportunity to experience our greater love. This is a jewel to be found within every teardrop. Trust we, your angels, are guiding the current events. This is a time in which you and those close to you will emerge strengthened by the greater bands of love. Trust this. There is nothing to fear. There is only love. Trust in your heart. Pile number 2. We have manifestation. Believe in yourself. Trust your instincts and follow your heart. For in doing so, you will manifest all your heart's desires. The life that you have longed for, have so long aspired to create, will soon manifest. Beautiful. You have expression. Express how you feel clearly, lovingly, and honestly, without fear or judgment. Say it exactly like it is. All will be resolved when you express to others how you truly feel. Trust in the power of life to guide you and heal all concerned. Self-expression is liberating and healing. Beautiful confirmation. And courage. Dare to be different, to make mistakes. Create, for it is in creation that you exist. In this world of dreams that stem from the eternal heart, you are one with all creation. All is possible. Go forth and be true to yourself, for it is only through being true to you that you can be true to others. Ooh, These are beautiful messages coming through for you guys from the angelic realm. I truly hope this reading has resonated with you all. Thank you all so much for being in the temple with me today. Please like and subscribe to my channel. If this reading resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story, or just let me know that this was your reading. I'm sending y'all lots of love. Take care and have a blessed day. Welcome to your reading pile number 3. Y'all were drawn to this card with the golden healer. And it says choice with the number 0. So I'm being paired with the golden healer. The snake is sticking out to me here. So I feel like for you guys, there is this choice that's being offered, or perhaps you've made the choice to heal from a past wound. And this could be something that's been generational, something that's ancestral or karmic. And there's new doorways opening up for you. You have a choice on the path to take ahead. There's a decision that needs to be made. And we have this torch that's blazing here. So I feel like your guidance from the angels is to follow your light, follow the light, follow your heart. Use your light to illuminate the path ahead. Use your wisdom to guide you. Yeah, this is definitely generational healing coming through here. All right, let's see what else wants to come through from the angelic realm. Yeah, and I feel the sword of truth coming through here. Oh wait, let me do your tarot first. All right, messages for pile number 3 from the angelic realm, please. What do you want pile number 3 to know about this choice? Okay, you have the 9 of fire. This is the 9 of wands. A lot of work. You've been, working very, very hard. Tending those crops, watching them grow. Putting in that energy. We have the Queen of Cups, the King of Wands, loving, giving, psychic. Okay. Yeah, very nurturing, empathic, inspirational. Look at that cherry blossom. Beautiful tree. Yeah, everything's blooming. You're blooming. There's a lot of growth for you. Angels are recognizing your heart, your growth, the growth that you have overcome, everything you've overcome. We have the King of Air. Okay, yeah, there's the journey. Ace of Water. Ooh, yeah, you've been on a healing journey. We have the Ace of Cups coming through with the rebirth, with a new beginning, new emotional awareness. Healing up the inner child here. There's a path that's opening up. I feel like you've had to walk away from some emotional hurts and pains. You're definitely somebody who wears their heart on their sleeve. Very passionate, very strong. You have a lot of courage, and it took a lot of courage to face these fears, to transform this energy, to transform these patterns of the past. And we have the King of Air too. Yeah, you're somebody with very strong perspective. You're able to see things very clearly now. A path is opening up for you, and you're given an opportunity to choose. And I feel like you've already made the choice. You've made the choice to move on, to heal. Yeah, you're very resilient. You just kept working. You kept following your heart, following your passions, and seeing the truth even when the path wasn't clear. I feel like, yeah, you've been on this journey for a long time. Many incarnations. And there's this cleansing, this purification that's coming in, this healing that's coming in for you. Yeah, and you were drawn to the, the golden healer. Okay, let's see what else wants to come through for you guys. Ooh, we have amethyst with metamorphosis. You are in a vortex of deep transformation. Surrender to the process that's unfolding. Yeah, you are rebirthing. You are healing. You're cleansing out these old cycles. And this new path is opening up for you. You've put the work in. You've been, tending to the soil, so to say, and growing those seeds of potential, the seeds of love, of healing. And you have Azrael with transcendence. You wouldn't be who you are without what you've overcome. Own your story. Transcendence. Yes, you have overcome, the experiences, the limitations, the illusions, the false beliefs. You've overcome them and transcend them and transformed them. And yeah, you have been on the journey. Pile number 3. That's it. Pile number 3. And you should be very proud of yourself. There's something that's blooming, something coming in for you guys. You have followed that heart and shown your light. Alright, I see these 2 sticking out. Oh, there's 3. Ooh, we have embrace your emotions. Now this card came out in pile number 2. Don't push down your feelings or judge your emotions. See, and this is you're embodying your true self, freeing yourself from all these old stories, these old wounds, these karmic generational wounds that have been, in your DNA for lifetimes. And you are freeing yourself and stepping into your joy. Ooh, look, I had these flipped over. Let's do that again. Look at your pattern in relationships. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. Okay. I feel like, yeah, you've had to, that's been part of the journey, is healing relationship wounds, familiar wounds with the family, maybe standing up for yourself, embodying your uniqueness, that you're the one who's come to bring the change. You bring the light, you bring the love, you bring the perspective. You can see through the darkness, you see through the illusion and the manipulation, and it has been very hard. But you are so strong, pile number 3. And the angelic realm is protecting you. They're guiding you through this process. You're being asked to just allow the energies to transform, allow the healing to come in. Let's see what the last one says. Look! The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus from the problem back to love. See this beautiful tree? This is the generational tree. It's like the tree of life here. And we have these, little children that are standing here in the center. And there's this little hand that's reaching up to hold the hand of God. And there's all these beautiful creatures of the earth. We have the cosmos, and we have the planet in the center. You're definitely a light worker, a starseed who's come here to the planet to bring healing, to bring your love, to bring your higher vibration, and to restore that balance here on the planet. And you have achieved that. We have this beautiful rainbow. You're in the final stages of purification. And you're here to bring that unity of consciousness, to ground in the spiritual realms here onto the physical planet, and to anchor in that higher vibration and ground it into the earth. Look at all, there's another rainbow here. Yeah, you're pure of heart. You're so sweet, pile number 3. And you have a card number 7, and 7 is spiritual insight, completion, deep spiritual connection. Yeah. You have a strong connection to the spiritual realm. Put that one in the center. Yeah, you have unified, you've connected your masculine and feminine energies. Ooh. We have Rhodonite, heal emotional wounds and let love guide your heart. That's what you've been doing. You've been cleansing and purifying the emotional body. We have Sunstone, embrace warmth and vitality and let your spirit glow with light. There's your light, your wisdom, and you've brought that forward with you. It's always been with you. It has always been within your heart. Your heart has always been open. Even when you experienced heartache and heartbreak, you still remained open. You still followed your light. You still followed your heart and your intuition. And you saw through the illusion. And you've had to walk away from those feelings or those relationships that may not have been, you know, and it may have been hard to walk away with some of those relationships. You may have had strong bonds with these people, but ultimately, it wouldn't have worked out. You know, you all have different parts. You all have a different quest, you know, and so to be in the relationship would have been harder than to walk away. We have Ruby, embrace passion and vitality and let your heart be fueled by desire. Beautiful, look at that. That beautiful ruby heart. And we have Blue Kyanite, find clarity and expression, communicate with confidence. And I think you're very good at communicating from your heart and expressing yourself. You have a very bright light, and it's meant to be seen. It's so healing, very nurturing and very comforting, and I feel like you know who you are. You know your truth. Nobody can manipulate you anymore. Nobody can make you see, you know, yourself differently. You embrace who you are. You know your truth. You know your heart. You can see through the illusions. This is self-mastery, pile number 3. And the angels are wanting you to know that you have you've overcome so much and you've made the right choice. And you chose yourself. I mean, not in the sense that you're selfish. You chose to love yourself and to heal. And healing yourself heals the planet, heals generations before you and after you. And that was the mission. That is why you're here. And you know that the only thing that is real is love. It's like you've broken the mirror, you know what I mean? You shattered the illusion, and now you know the truth. And once you know the truth, you know there's no going back. All right, I mean, congratulations. Your light has been restored. It's like fully flowing, full beam, full steam ahead. Alright, let me get you some final messages. Your message was very clear in this reading, which makes sense because your channels are very open. Alright, this is a prayer for you. It says, Dear God, help me always to remember that this present life is but a fleeting moment within eternity. Help me to always remember that this life is but a dream. Help me always to remember that you exist within everyone and everything. Help me always to remember that love is all there is and all else is an illusion. Thank you. Look at that. The only thing that is real is love. That is beautiful. I love that. Ugh, that made me emotional. Okay. Ooh. We have acceptance. There is nothing about you that you need to fix. Reclaim the disowned parts of you that yearn for love and acceptance. You are beautiful just as you are, regardless of any faults you may perceive you have. You are an eternally radiant being of light. Accept all that you are. Just be you. When you truly accept yourself, your whole world will magically and lovingly transform. Ooh, I love that. And I feel like this is where you've come to. You've come to complete acceptance of who you are. And you remember, you know, that you are the divine, that you are loved, and the all is love. And I can't wait to see what the future brings for you, pile number 3. What lies ahead? I may have to do a reading for that for you guys. Whew. All right, pile number 3, this was your beautiful reading. Thank you all so much for being here in the temple with me today. Please like and subscribe to my reading if you vibe with my readings. Comment below if you feel like sharing a story, or just let me know that this was your reading. I'm sending you so much love. Take care and have a blessed day.